Hi again then guys, and welcome to episode 43 of Weekend Warriors, the review series for the sports cars of GranTurismo in various forms. And some sports cars are one and done, if you will, like the BMW Z8 as an example. That's just what it is. It's not available in multiple forms, there's no hard top, soft top, alternative, all that kind of thing. It is what it is. Then, however, you have others which do have multiple variations, and I don't just mean having a roof or not. Some significantly change based on the spec of that particular car. As an example, the Jaguar Xk. The entry-level Xk is a classy, simple, sleek coupe. Then the R version is more aggressive and more powerful and faster. Then you've got the Xk RS, which is a little bit more on the side of being slightly crazy. Not necessarily full-on crazy, but more tail-happy, more for the kind of person who wants to feel like they're in a Lamborghini Superleggera, but in reality they're not, they're actually still in a big heavy Jag. And then you've got stuff like the XKRS GT, which goes to the hardcore track kind of thing. And those variants within one particular model range are pretty cool. It allows you to have a car which is essentially the same to begin with, but turn it into a totally different animal. Then you have more conventional sports cars, stuff which is a rag top or a convertible tin top, which may also have a coupe variant. Now this is more one of those kind of vehicles. Started life as a convertible, the Z4, which we will also be covering in a later episode of this series, and then a little bit later we saw this version released, the Z4 Coupe. In particular on the game it's the Z4M, and the M version is the higher performance model. Now this car I actually do like. I like the look of it, and for me that's kind of odd because I'm not a fan of BMWs. I don't hate them, I don't even dislike them, I'm just not a fan of them. I have respect for what they do, they're certainly innovative. Kind of like Audi, really. A lot of people like it, I'm not a huge fan of them. Again, I like what they do, I like them as a brand, but I wouldn't necessarily want one. If I was given one, I would sell it and buy something else, because it's just not my thing. It's a little bit too expected. It doesn't really have any personality in that kind of way, especially the executive cars. I know that they're fast and they're powerful and they're comfortable, etc., and I've been in some cars like that, Mercs, Beamers, that kind of thing. And although I appreciate the craftsmanship and the quality, it just doesn't appeal to me. To me it feels like a very boring car. Now this car doesn't feel like that. It very easily could. And to me the Z4 convertible is a little bit more like that than the coupe for whatever reason, and I'm sure that's just me, but there's something about the look of this car which to me looks like it should be a coupe. It suits the body shape, it looks very exotic, it manages to look almost like a super sports car, like something that could take on a Maserati, rather than a normal everyday sports car, which is essentially what the Z4 looks like. It looks like just another ragtop two-seater sports car, albeit one with a very long bonnet, which is unusual for a modern car. The coupe is slightly more equally proportioned. It has almost like a fastback, not quite shooting brake, but that kind of look to it, which I'm a fan of. And around the track, this is a car which doesn't just look the part, but it actually backs it up with performance. Now BMW's M cars are known for great performance, they're known for being great drivers' cars, and this is a perfect example of that. People generally think of stuff like the M3, of course. That's probably the #1 BMW M car that comes to mind for driving performance, all-round ability, handling, that kind of thing. But then you've got the newer ones on the block, if you will, cars which have been around for a while, but they really gained massive followings in more recent years, like the M5. There's been a BMW M5 for a long time, but it's arguably not been as widely loved until it became the E60 with the V10. It boomed in popularity, and this car hasn't really had the length of run that many other M cars have had. Of course it's been facelifted now. I'm not a fan of the new look version, to me it lost its character. This car though is totally unique. Even within BMW there is nothing else that looks like a Z4. Even its predecessor, the Z3, looks nothing like it. To me, the Z4 has always reminded me of a shark especially the open-top version with that bulbous front end and the big gaping mouth. And personally, I think that looks pretty good. It's one of the earliest examples of what BMW calls their flame surface design philosophy, which usually I'm not a fan of, but for this car I think it works very well. Now, as far as performance, this is a good model, it's a strong model. For 70 grand, which is a pretty good price to begin with, it's a full premium. You get a naturally aspirated 3.2 litre engine, of course it's rear-wheel drive. You're looking at just under 500 horsepower, fully tuned, 350 or close enough pound-feet of torque. And although it's not an ultralight, certainly not at 1225 kilos, that's still roughly the same kind of weight as a WRC rally car. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. The horsepower per tonne is just over 400, which for a sports car or sports coupe is what you want to be working with, that if not more. And the PP level could easily be too high, but I would say it sits pretty well at 537. Now, you can multi-purpose this vehicle if you want. It can be a great drift car, it can be a great driving or just cruising car, it can be a focused and highly effective track weapon, and you can even turn it into a makeshift race car with some of the visual upgrades if you want to. So it's a very versatile machine, and that's one of the things that I like about the Z4M Coupe, more so I would say than the convertible, because the convertible is similar, but it doesn't quite have the body rigidity that a coupe naturally has, and it doesn't feel as focused. It's not bad, not by any means, but this definitely feels faster and feels like a better track car, I would say. Now, in a straight line, it's very strong. Top speed is, if I remember correctly, based on my tuning, around 230-ish, maybe 235, flat out, without NOS, without draft, which for a car below 500 horsepower is good by GranTurismo standards. The acceleration is also strong, and the handling is, I would say, very good. So although it's not the first choice of sports car for many people, it's certainly worth checking out. But that's it for this pick overall. I'll see you guys next time, and as always, thanks for watching.